Everyone, this is Biz Chicks TV. This is a place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we're here with my co-host, Ms. Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover-Ups, and we're the Biz Chicks. Our guest host today is Ms. Caren Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada, here with her Island Girl Hustle to show you how to make more money and to wrap your mind around it while you're doing it. So today we're going to get on with the business of getting on with business by talking to Coach Caren. Coach Caren, how you doing this morning?
I am fabulous. Got it this morning. There was snow. But great otherwise.
Great. And good morning, friend. How you doing?
I am well.
Good. So, ladies, we're going to get started. Coach, guide us through this maze, please.
So, this is the month of November. What am I saying? And we are talking money 101. We're doing it for the whole month. Last week we started off and we talked about, about money, the beginnings of it. We talk about the principle. Today we're continuing to talk on money 101 because I think it's such a big topic. A month is not even going to do justice, but we're going to touch on the tip of the iceberg.
Okay.
And today we're going to talk about money types. And, I'm going to cover about 2 today and 2 next week because it's just big coverages. And then we'll close it off with whatever, that will lead us into December. And it's good that we're talking about gold, money, and all these things because it keeps the mind understanding so that when you go into 2019, you're going in ready to do what it is you really need to do. And before I'm going to share slides today, but before I even do that, it's really, it brings such energy to you when you accomplish something great for your day. And you know that you spend time putting in time on the things you decide you're going to do. Don't you ever discount you, like really be as diligent as you would for your clients. I had this little quote of the other day, about looking after, if you want to serve 1 million people, you have to start with one person. And the one person you have to serve first is you. This is after you finish your prayer, meditation to God and stuff. Listen, I'm not discounting that. That comes first from me before I get up and I work. But after then, the first person you serve is you. And then your clients. Because if you don't serve your well and good, you can't serve anybody well. You just can't. Not going to happen. So, without any further ado, I'm going to go straight into my slides. And I'm testing out to see if I did it. I did what I said I was going to do and what we talked about, so let's see. Okay, I just did it wrong. But yes, we will be able to do it. I am going to share, and this is going to give us a chance to see if I did well on my slides. And we'll talk about the slides today.
Okay.
Money 101 continue, and I just have a little tagline here. If you spend time examining your financial situation, then it'll have you do something about it. And if you don't want to spend time on it, it's because then we have to actually do something about it. And whether you believe it or not, because if it's frightening to you, if it makes you feel panic inside, if you get worried about it, then what is the word I'm looking for? When something, anything that you've never done before, it frightens us, and so we get paralyzed, and it's sometimes looking at our finances just paralyze the heck out of us, right? It feels like you can't breathe, you can't go forward, and the minute you make one step and you start doing something, you realize it's never as bad as you think it is. The first time I had a friend open all her bills one time, like I literally went to her house and we just opened all her bills, and she had bills for nearly 8 months just sitting because she was afraid to open the bills. And there was good news in some of those bills, in some of those mail.
I hear you.
But I mean, there was a lot of news in there that she didn't like, and some news, if she had opened on time, it cost her more money not opening some of those meals than, if she had opened it on time. So it's just the fear that keeps us from doing it. So if you spend time looking into what you must, and your financials is part of your must, just like exercising is part of your must. You got to do these things because they'll make you sleep better too. That's what I'm going with. I'm sticking to my story. So, what money type are you? And I'm going to talk a little bit today about 2 types. I'm going to cover 2 types this week and 2 types next week, okay? Mm-hmm. Are you the frugal living type? Or are you seeing my notes at the bottom? That's what I want to know.
Yes, so if you hit up there where it says present in the right-hand corner,
okay.
Hit that. Mm-hmm. Now you're full screen, okay? And over here on the left, you can advance your slides. And do you see that? Okay.
I said, I'm doing the slides, and then Terry will see it, and she'll say to me, am I seeing your notes? Because it's the only way I'm going to get somebody to see if they're seeing my notes or not. Okay. All right.
Now, that's what we see. Now you can go back.
All right. There you go.
All right. Okay. I feel more comfortable with this.
Good. And this is it, guys. You see, I don't know everything, and I get to learn as I teach too. So this is good.
Exactly. We both do, because I had to go over the slides and see what button is it in Google Slides, because I use Keynote a lot. So I didn't want you to have a catastrophe because I told you to press the wrong button. So I went over there and tested it first. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. So I love that we get to learn as we're teaching. I'm teaching the stuff that I know, but I get to learn stuff from Terry and Fran that I don't know, or anybody else who's coming on and talking about things. So you have to see teaching and learning as a two-way street. Like, it can't be just you teaching. You got to learn yourself, right? So, and these are the things I get to learn. So frugal living, nothing's wrong with it. But I want to tell you a little about the positiveness of frugal living. The positive. If you have to at the moment, it's fine. But if you continue in this way, even when you're abundantly blessed, it is hard for you to move into that, which means it's hard for you to keep gaining. The person who, remember that story we all know about the master who went away and gave the guy, and he just buried his own and people, his talents. Yeah. Exactly. The same thing goes. And I'm saying this also for the people who I only want free stuff. We all enjoy the free stuff, but you can't only get free stuff if you want people to buy from you. And if we're in business, we want people to buy from us. And so for people to buy from us, we also have to buy from people. This is a world of give and take. That's how it is. Anytime you step off from your business and you go and invest in yourself, whether it's makeup for your face or buy yourself a nice top or just something that you do for you, if you pay attention, you'll notice also what you're doing comes right back to you. You can't keep it all. It just doesn't work that way. So if you are a frugal person, and, we can call it the frugal family fancier, which means you tell everybody of how cheap you get something and how much money you save. But then when you've got your business, you don't want to give any discount. You have no sales, and you want people to pay full price. It just doesn't work that way. I think frugality is good if you're coming out of that. If you're trying to get yourself to a certain place, it's okay. But then once you get there, you need to slacken the reins a little bit and work out how it works for you. And this really happens when you change the mindset. If you come from a place of never having, it is very, very hard to gain. I'm going to repeat that again because I think it's worth repeating. Most times when it's so hard to gain, it's because you're still in that place of not having. And you really have to take a breath and say to yourself, do I really not have? Or am I living into that place that I used to be where I didn't have. And once you say that, you start seeing the things that you do have, first of all. And you don't need to pinch as much as you were pinching. Anything to add, ladies?
I wanted to say that when I heard you say that about, people always wanting a discount or wanting it for free, and how once you start your business, you're not going to be paid, etc. I think the main reason this is correct is because the people that you're having the conversation with are attracted to that same mentality because they're engaged in the conversation.
Yes.
So then when they come to do business with you, they still have the same mindset, which is why it doesn't work.
Yes. Yeah. Because we're giving off what we're receiving.
Exactly.
Because if you're telling a story, like me, when I tell my story about the days when I had nothing, I make sure that the story still ends with you knowing that I came up from that and I succeeded that. So it's not keeping you into when I didn't have. And that's the thing about telling your story. You have to bring people around to understanding and the success stories of how successful you have became. You're not negating that you didn't suffer, but here's where you are now and what you're doing from there and how you're betting on yourself. And that has to be really, it has to be repeated so many times because some people really stop in your story at the beginning, especially if they're in that place right now. Some people don't really come with you on the journey. Even if they're reading the whole thing, they don't come on the journey. Their minds get stuck on feeling bad for you or being, empathetic with you. But that's okay. But you don't want them to stay there because they can't buy from you if they stay there. They're stuck there. Correct. You can't sell to them if they don't move along in the story.
And then there's another thing that happens too. There's a ancient saying that says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So you are expecting someone or a person or a company is expecting to get paid but doesn't want to pay fair value. That's double-minded. And now you're stuck because you want to get paid but you don't want to pay. And you can't have it both ways. You're going to have to be willing to compensate fair value so that you can also receive fair value.
Yes, you're going to have to. I attended a webinar with a friend once, and she'd invited me, and I went to listen. I think the girl was starting her business as a VA or what have you, and she started out the webinar telling us about everything that she has done for free, and now everything that you want to do on the internet, you basically can go and do it for free. And at the end of the webinar, then she asked everybody to pay her $1,600 for her program. Nobody's buying.
Yeah.
Nobody was buying because you just told us everything they can get for free. That's all that people were hearing. Even though the story went off into the other area, but you were attracting people who assume that when they come to this webinar, they're going to learn to do everything for free and they don't have to buy anything. So now how would they want to buy your course? Because you've told them they can get it for free. They're not buying from you. And that's one of the acts of feedback. And I said to her, you can tell them how to start off for free, but if you can't present only free and expect them to buy, the mind just would not accept that. That's just a fact. You can't do that. So we have to learn, in other words, how to position ourselves. The frugal family fancier also, they're always looking for coupon. Those are the people who buy your coupon. It's great to sell. Like a friend of mine, where we become friends, and he opened a specialty gym. And his gym, it's more than just you going to the gym. It's all these different classes that he teaches. And he was really catering towards the work-at-home people. And especially lunchtime was really great classes in there. and he wanted to rent out one of the rooms, and the person who rented it out decided to go with a Groupon. And the room was so packed the first week or two. And he asked me, he said, Caren, what do you think? I'm like, it's okay to start off that way. But she wouldn't get the kind of people that is going to be as committed as she wanted to be and to continue. Because once their Groupon price point is over, they're not going to be her clientele. Now, if you're starting out, it's great because it's a class, so the lump sum money was good. I said what you would need to do with that is take that lump sum and invest it into advertising to bring in the right people. So it's not bad once you had a good strategy. But the people that came, I don't think anybody stayed past a month. Why? Because they're only paying a Groupon for the month and they are not wanting to pay the other fee. Now, this is a fantastic facility. It's not a regular run-of-the-mill gym. It's very niche and specialized, and that's the kind of gym he wanted to have. But, when you're starting out and you're not sure about marketing, this is what happens. And so when you track those people, that's what we get, right?
So discounting is not necessarily a good idea.
Mm-hmm. No. Like right now, you guys know I'm working on my Continue Cash Flow program, right? And it's $125 a month for 12 months. So it's $1,500 if you want to pay up front. And in there, and I'm free telling you this, and you'll see it because I have it part of the slide there. If I want to give something in there, I'm giving you value versus just saying take off $50. There's value in what I'm giving you. You're going to make more than $1,500, obviously, once you're doing the things you're supposed to do. And you see results when you continuously do it. My value is more of offering somebody, rather a discount, offering somebody, hey, the first 25 people, if you sign up, this is what you're going to get. This is the extra this is the bonuses for being the first, set of people on there. That sort of thing. That makes more sense than anything else, because I'd be a liar if I teach you one way, but I'm doing something different on the opposite way. Even if a few people don't say anything, there are going to be some in the background saying, but how come she's teaching us this, but this is what she did? And I knew somebody who had a course and did something, some kind of discount, and my discount is different than how she did it. And she did it, and I had to pull her up. I said, if you do that, people will talk, and they just wouldn't tell you. This is the other thing. People just would tell other people instead of the creator of the program. I feel like we're big people. We should just tell the person, hey, but people don't like to do that. All right. Moving along.
So what money type are you? This is what we're talking about right now. Okay.
And if you join us on replay, you can still put it in there, tell us. And so you can figure out how to fix this, because that's what we were talking about. If you're that money type, all it needs is for you to start thinking about it differently. That's all. Part of you is never going to change, because, that's who you are in your core. But you can understand why you're like that way and how to make it work for you. So you're not just slave to that process of frugal living. You're not just, that's the other thing about it too. Some people are poor, but they're not a frugal person. So if they had the money, they wouldn't do certain things. And some people will have tons of money, they'll still be a frugal person. Mm-hmm. This is not only if you're poor. I want to just clarify that, right?
Okay.
It's lots of time also it's something that's been given to you. I think I did that in a live, where you take on other people's behavior. Money behavior is mainly your parent. You can't blame them when you pass 21 and 25. You're going to have to figure this out yourself. But you originally learned from your mom. And so if she was a person who was a bargain hunter, then you pride yourself on being a bargain hunter. And this is all you do. But when you're not understanding while you're searching for all that bargain, you've just given up so much of your precious time that you can't get it back. But you've been down you're so proud of yourself. You could have done something else with yourself, but you're so proud that this is what I do. So it comes along with so many others. All right. What about a capable currency manager? This is another topic. And they tend to spend everything in their checking account, but they won't touch their savings account. So they look good to the naked eye. You feel great about yourself because you're managing your currency. But they're also the people who do a lot of thieving from Peter to pay to Paul kind of scenario. But it looks good. It makes them feel good. But they're not necessarily solving the problem. Mm-hmm. And again, I'm not here to blame mom because I'm a mom myself. But it's better off for us as moms, as we grow our family. And even if you haven't before, and you're learning this stuff now, don't be worried. Call up your kids and have a chat with them. They'll appreciate it because you don't want them to pass it on to their kids. So it's never too late to have a chat. You call up your kids and you say, how have I showed you how to look after your money? Or have I ever? And if I haven't, could we have a conversation about it? Not to blame either way, either party, but just this conversation about money. Because I don't want you to pass on to your kids if I didn't give you the best information I had. But maybe now I've learned some new ones and I want to pass it on to you so that you can have even a better life than I have. Mm-hmm. To just change your mind a bit. So if I had messed up, I want to tell you that, I got myself in debt and I didn't know any better. I don't want to see you go down the same road, And I want to show you how you could do better. And now that you have your kids, they might not need to take out a loan to go to school. I could show you how, because of what I've learned, how they can pay their way. And one of the things is when you pay your way, you pay less money than if you take out a loan. No matter if it's a loan that waits until you finish school, like we have OSAP here, and your interest don't start until school's finished. But you still pay more money through OSAP versus if you paid on your own. And so if that was something you did and you struggle a long time to pay off your student loan, you might want to have that discussion with them and show them different areas that they can manage money better. And they don't have to hide about it. It could be open conversation with their kids now and their spouse. And even if their spouse don't want to talk about it, at least them and their kids can talk about it. So, the secrecy is not passing down.
I just want to say welcome to everybody watching over on Facebook, which is having a little bit of a glitch, and also those on YouTube. Welcome. So if you're having an issue on Facebook, I don't know what's going on over there, but please go to bizchicks.live if necessary, because it's coming over on there a lot clearer, a lot
I can
easier.
See you put it in the chat.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but this is really good information, so it's showing up really well on YouTube. So.
Okay. Yeah, nice. Yeah, yesterday I was over there with Caren. It was nice and clear over there too. Because I don't know why it wasn't. I can't remember what's happening.
Yeah, I think Facebook is working on some stuff because I had an issue with it was spinning, and then Alfredo said he had an issue, then Carlos said he had an issue, so I'm like, okay. So it might just be something going on with Facebook Live. Okay.
Yeah.
Continue, Caren.
Yes, so today we're just going to cover those two because I don't want to drown you out with all this money talk because I know it's not an easy subject, but it's a subject that has to continually be talked about because I want you to get comfortable with it. I want it to be like an old pair of shoes, and I want you to be able to talk about money in every shape or form. That's what I'm here for, and I want to really keep emphasizing, if you decide to take your mind out for a new journey, it is not going to seem like the world is going to end. Even if everything is happening. Even if you get up this morning and all your bills is in front of you and you don't know how to pay your bills, even if that's happening, I want you to just start looking at what type of person you are. And you know this by the things you do and the things you say and the way you operate. And your job is to decide where I'm at and how I'm going to solve this problem. We are here we are problem solvers. And the way we get this done is by changing our minds from what we've known and is not working for you. Now, don't go changing the thing that is working for you. This is not what I'm saying. You're going to change the thing that's not working for you. So here you are. Let me just put a scenario out here. Here you are, and you've got all your bills in front of you, and you know the monies that come in can't cover everything. Your job is to find out what can you do right now to solve that problem. Do not try to solve every problem. Just that one problem. Only that problem. Get out pen and paper, get in the computer, do whatever is comfortable for you, and you write everything down, everything in your brain, and allow clear out what's there, especially if it's junk and it's telling you you can't, so that you can really get the new stuff in to tell you what you can do. The next step is to get up and do it. You can't pause. You've got to go and do it. That one thing, whatever that one thing is, you got to get up and do it. Then you do the next and the next. So about 3 things you need to do. You do that, you clear the gunk. The third thing is you write down what you're supposed to do. And then and then the third thing is to get up and do it. Now, let's talk about a business owner. If you're stuck in your business and you're not sure what you need to do to bring in money into your business, and you've been asking this question, please clear out all the gunk again. And then ask yourself, how much do I need to earn? How much do I honestly need to earn? And get that number there. And if the number scares you, fine. Still say, walk around. Allow yourself to know that it's okay to have that number. It's okay. And tell yourself it's okay to have that number. Now, you might have to tell you all week long, all day long. Write it up. Post it up. But for heaven's sake, get that number written down. Get it out in the open. Take it out to the secret cabinet. Bring it to the forefront. Because when you do, you're going to put in the work. If you're worried about email marketing, you're going to find a way to do it. If you're worried about joining a program, you're going to find a way to do it. If you're worried about talking to people, you'll find a way to do it, because you have to get to that number. You have to get to that number. If not, your mind will torment you all week long, all day long, all month long. In every way you turn, it will surface again. So you got to take care of that. You got to get that under your belt. And the only way that happens is by doing. The only way it happens is by doing. And not a whole bunch of things, because you get confused. You figure out what 3 things to do, and you do them. And it always starts with clarity. Because if you're confused, if you're feeling, overwhelmed, and overwhelmed just means you're taking a whole bunch of things again and putting it together. Because if you separate it, it's not so anymore. I mean, if you're in a home, you know that when you first moved in, everything came from the movers, and you were like, oh my God, where's everything going to go? And the minute you start doing it room by room, you're like, it feels better. It feels so much better. And I want you to really think about it. That's why everything I do, I talk about the person before the business, because your business is an extension of you. Okay. Any questions for anybody?
So, no, you can go ahead, Caren. I'm just saying, if we can wrap our minds around what we have going out and be okay with that, it takes down the fear factor. So pretty much you're helping us get rid of the fear. Okay, I ran my numbers to find out what I need to maintain the household on an even keel. I'm talking about gas, everything I needed. It was like $1,500 and something a week. So now that I know that number, I know where I need to spend my time.
Mm.
And technically, $1,500 a week is not a lot of money if you know, okay, since I know the number, now I can get the number. Have you ever, I've heard this said a lot, people can't give you what you don't know you want.
Oh, that's interesting.
They can't.
They're going to keep asking you. Well, what do you want? Well, I don't know. Well, I can't give you that.
You don't know, and it goes for, and I always like to say that it goes for you as a person, it goes for you in business, it goes for you if you have a job also. I remember talking to this young lady, and she's like, I just want a job anywhere. I don't care where I get a job. And I said to her, no, you gotta care where you get a job. You gotta utilize the skills that you went to college and university and get these degrees. And how do you mean you don't care and nobody's gonna hire you? No, where do you really want to work? And she said, she took a pen and paper and she started jotting it down. She had like 2 pages going. And once she decided where she wanted to work, she sent out her resume. And she said, kind of allow me not to just take the first job offer, because I realized I would be miserable at the first job and it was going to pay more. What she did was take the middle ground. And the reason she took it is because she needed to learn some practical skills. And once she stayed at that company for a year, she wasn't afraid anymore. She stayed for a year and a half, or I think about 2 years. And now when she moved on to the company that she really wanted to be in, she's got all these skills, because going to school is one thing, but learning the practical everyday skills, she needed that. And now the job she's at, I mean, when she do leave that job, she's like, there's no question, I'm going to have my own business. But the job is setting me up for where I want to go. And financially, emotionally, she's in a better place because of it. And just everything is coming to where she wanted to be. All because she didn't just take a job. She sucked up that feeling. And that feeling, I think each and every one, once you're old enough and had a job, you know that feeling where you need money to cover things, but it really is not going to give you what you need. Even though it's going to do it temporarily, it's not going to, it actually more frustrate you than taking the job. Because what it did for her is open up that 3 weeks period to get the job she needed. And it paid more than the job she was going to take. And it was going to frustrate her. Now, yes, this job didn't pay her top dollar, but it gave her what she needed. It gave her 2 things. It gave her the income to cover her bills, and it gave her the foundation to get the new job she's in. You can't beat that.
And see, I like that. I like that you need knowing what you want and being clear on it and thinking about it, because a lot of people say, well, just go get anything. Just take anything. But you don't fit in just anything. That's like going to tell somebody, just go get any pair of shoes off the shelf and put them on. They don't fit. Now, we're not telling you that you have to have the Taj Mahal of the jobs, but you do need to have something that you're going to at least be there the next day.
Yes, and you're not wanting to leave. If you're not good in sales and you're afraid, go take a sales job. Matter of fact, go take a commission sales job. I am telling you, it'll get you out your comfort zone. It'll do things to you that you can't believe, but it'll help you really solidify who I really want to be in business. Because business is about selling. We're all marketers if you're working online. You're a marketer. You are selling your goods and services. You might name yourself that, but if I had the quote up there, if you're not selling, you're not in business. You got to sell. It's just how you decide to sell. You don't have to be salesy and sleazy, but you still got to sell. And there's different ways to sell, but you still have to sell. And when you sell, you can't be nervous. Like, already this morning, I got a message. What's the cost of the program? Obviously, the person didn't know, but I didn't say, well, they should have read my stuff. I just send them off what they asked me for. That's what you do. You don't really complain about it. Somebody didn't take the time. They're busy. People are on their phone. Sometimes they can't see the whole thing on Facebook, and they just want to know the number. You send it to them because that's what they're asking you for. How much this program is cost? You send it to them. And then they say, well, I didn't see this. What else is there? Don't be frustrated. Send them the other part that they ask you for. Just don't send them everything because they might choke. Just send them what they ask you for. Some people, although they want to know what's included, they just want to know the price.
Right.
And then they want to know what's included. Some people want to know what's included first and then the price. And you're going to have to meet people where they are when you're in business. Don't go worried about how you are. You're not selling to you. You're selling to the people that's coming into your program. And don't get frustrated if they don't buy. Some people don't buy, but they send people to buy from you. Those people are still valuable people too. Don't discount them. I always say I had a friend and that's what she was about. She didn't buy much from me, but boy, did she send me clients. She always telling somebody about me. She always would tell somebody, you want that? Call Caren. The best advertiser ever.
And that's why we have to see what we do as valuable. We are talking about what you have to offer. Somebody needs it. Somebody needs you to obey in that. Somebody needs your help. And all you're doing as a marketer, as a person selling your services, you are sharing with them what it is that you do that can solve their problem.
That's it. That's it. Just your job is to solve, as I said before, people problems. And maybe you solve your own already, and so you're taking what you have figured out at work, and now you're helping people. Not to do it the way you do it, and that's the key, but the way that they need to do it to serve their clientele. That's the reason why we have so much choices, right?
Right.
This is the reason we have so much choices on who we go with and the way we sell, in the best social media platform for us. All those things are available to us. And the only way we know is by testing it out. If you get up one morning and say Facebook is not for me, well, how come you know? Did you try Facebook the way you should? Twitter is not for me. People are only on there did you try Twitter? There's people who, Twitter is their thing. Facebook, sure, but Twitter is their thing. That's where they get all their clients from, is Twitter, because they understand Twitter. There's people who is on, Instagram. That's the only place they sell. There's people who sell only on Pinterest. That's where they sell, on Pinterest. And Pinterest doesn't look like you can sell Pinterest because you're not selling directly on Pinterest. But that's the avenue to funnel the people in and on your site and on your freebie and on your funnel to sell to them. But you're going to still have to be social while you're doing it if you decide to sell through social media. And don't be offended when people inbox you or message you to sell you something. You can either decline or watch their sales strategy and work on improving it because you didn't like how they serve you. Because maybe people don't like how they serve you. And you're like, I've got a better way. You can even offer your service to them. I have a better way to help you sell better. Because obviously you're trying to sell. I went over onto the sales, but this still includes money. It's the confidence and not being afraid to be able to make your income. Because through, being frugal and being the different money types I'm talking about affects you both ways. How you pay it out and how you receive money.
So what do you want to tell us about this continuous cash flow magic?
So I add that in there because I was up on the Biz Chicks. So if you guys are looking for the link, it's on this. Continuous cash flow magic. It's a 16 weeks program, but I'm starting it this year, and I'm not waiting for next year. Just like I tell people, whatever you're going to do, go ahead and do it now. Don't wait for the new year to do it. And I want to live into what I say to people and practice what I preach. I'm going to be asking you in this program to have a look at yourself. I have all the copy words and everything, but let me break it down. To have a look at yourself. Just what I talk about here, consistently every week. Understand you so you can understand your business, whatever that business is. You're going to be learning how to sell with your style. So when you understand you understand how you sell. You can't sell to people if you don't understand you. And the type of people. So you're going to learn about your avatar. And that means what they look like, what they sound like, the magazines they read, all that sort of stuff will be covered. You're really learning to start your business from the ground up. And if you're in business already, you're stuck, you're learning how to get out of that mind frame to make money in your business. How to have cash flowing in your business. Mm-hmm. Period. We're going to do races on, how to make money in a certain time, set your goals, work towards them, what you do every day in your business. Because that is what I've been looking around in different programs and watching how people will start but not finish programs. Because most people are lost on what to do on the daily. So I have a full-time job, Caren, and I only have 2 hours every day. What do I do that's going to be impactful for my business in the 2 hours? That's it. I want to learn it and I want to apply it. I don't want to learn it and put it up on a shelf. I want to learn it and I want to apply it. And I want to make money from it. And all those will be covered in there. I want to see my students succeed. Because when they succeed, I succeed. This is not just for me. And then once the 4 months is over, for the rest of the year, it's a full year you'll be in the program. Learning all what you learn in the 4 months and continue it. We'll meet on Zoom just like this once a week, and after 4 months, we'll meet every 2 weeks. Because I want to see what you're doing. And wherever you're falling down, I want to be able to help you. I don't want to just give you this 4 months, and then the 4 months over, and then what do I do? For the other 8 months. Because business is not overnight. And I don't want to lie to anybody about that. I'm strictly honest and upfront with it. It takes time. So I want you to have a place to still come to for the rest of the 8 months. If there's any problems, if anything's happening, anything need tweaking, you should be able to have people like yourself and me there cheering you on and helping you when you stumble. That's what cash flow matching is about.
Nice. So I would say everyone who's interested in getting a hold of the cash flow magic, you need to go to the Biz Chicks group page and reach out and click on the link so that you can learn more about it and get with Coach Caren so that she can help you.
Yeah, and the link is there in the Biz Chicks. I put it up yesterday evening, so if you're interested, you hop on there. Any questions you can hop on a call and we can talk about it. And for the people who, I have for the first 25, and that'll include people here in districts. Anybody in districts that buy the Continuous Cash Flow Magic program, anybody in there who buy it will also get, there's a lot of bonuses you'll see once you sign up for it. It tells you what it is you'll get for bonuses. And also to the first 25 people, I have a chat like this face to face, finding out on their business what it is they feel they need. And so they don't have to wait on the 27th to start. They'll get a roadmap in how to get them started. So
nice. Thank you, Coach Caren. We totally appreciate all that you do to help all of us figure it out, get it working, because sometimes that is the hitch. They tell you, okay, start a business. And so you run out and get your business cards, get a business license, start the business, but don't have the clue on how to work your money.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I was telling a girl that, somebody had asked, I want to start a business, what I do, and everybody said, get your license. Like, no, don't get a license. Don't get business cards. Talk to as many people as you meet.
As you can, yeah.
Yes. To find out if this is a valid idea. See if they'll ask them if they'll buy. Like, don't be afraid. That's the biggest question. Would you buy if I was to teach you makeup, would you buy? If I was to teach you how to braid, would you be interested? If you get a ton of people saying, no, I can watch, I don't want you to teach me, don't go register that business. Because then you don't have any customer. And it's not like you wouldn't get, but you'll work twice as hard. I don't want you to think that I'm telling you that it wouldn't work. Some ideas just takes longer than others, right? But here's the twist to that. If you were to start braiding people here and find, one of the biggest market in hair braiding, if you were to do hair, is mixed people. Mixed people have a hard time. You think black or white have a hard time? Mixed people, the hair, as soon as you start braiding it, you get knots. As soon as you start braiding, you get knots. And that was my daughter hair. And I figured out what to do with it. So I used to say all ethnicity. And that get me, I think I've braided everybody here. Polish, German, mixed with Chinese, black, you name it. I have braided people here, weaved it, ended all the garment. Because they are also shy, but they want it. And people suffer a lot of different hair problems. And sometimes they need their hair to be covered. So when you can handle all textures, this would be a way that you would have clients. And once they're coming to you enough, and you start having a conversation with them, then you might want to offer classes, maintenance classes. Then you get another branch in your business. So people might still have bought the class for that, but you mightn't get them if you only selling the class. But rather, you having the time with them and they get to interact with you. And then now you can sell the class, the braiding class, the weave class, or whatever classes you want to sell to them. And that would be another branch in the business. So you got to be able to figure out if it's really your love and your passion, you'll find a way to do it. Even if people say no, but it'll take a little more time. I don't want to just discount that for you. But you've got to still talk to tons of people. Plus, it's great because it's starting you off to understand, hey, I'm in business. I do have to talk to people.
Yes.
You know, and I'm going to hear a lot of no's. If I speak to 100 people and they tell me no, then I know that, and one person say yes, then I know I have to speak to 100 people to get one yes. And so in my book, every day I'm going to say, well, I need to talk to 100 people to get one person. And so for all day long, I have to talk to 100 people. If you did nothing more, if you didn't come on Facebook and post or whatever, but you talk to 100 people because that will tell you, that'll let you know how much people you need to talk to get a yes. That's all you're waiting for, a yes. And then another yes, and then another yes. And until you get as much yeses. If you need 15 clients a month, then you need 15 yeses. And it might sound hard and daunting, but that's what you have to do. You have to pick up the phone. If your business need a phone call, or text if it need a text, or, you know, email if that's what you're doing. Groups are great. Nothing's wrong with them, but to really get to people and really have a conversation with them, that's how you get clients. The group is to socialize in and give value, but you really need to get them on a Zoom chat like this, Skype for the Skype people. When I first started out, Google phone, that's what I use and talk to people initially. But you have to get them on a call. And you have to hear no, and it's okay. Or you have to hear I'm not ready yet, and it's okay. But you still want the yes. Don't settle. You still want the yes.
All right. So Coach Caren is going to continue our conversations on money for the entire month of November. Mm-hmm. Write down your questions, bring your challenges, and sign up for the continuous cash flow magic program. You need continuous cash flow, right?
That's the only way you're running a business. You gotta have cash flow so you can keep developing you personally and expanding your business to a bigger audience, right? So you need money in that business. And you need to understand what kind of money type you are. Because
yes.
if you're the kind of person who push away money without understanding you push it away in different things that you do, it's harder for it to stay with you.
Mm. And you have to investigate why you have the money you have right now. Why does the money stop if it's stopping? Why do I not have any if at the end if it seems like you never can keep it? You need to understand all of that why before you start really getting into the bigger money. You're probably not going to get into the bigger money until you figure out what's going on now.
Mm-hmm. You really have to. I was reading the Entrepreneur magazine, and this guy was talking about, they were interviewing people 30 and under, became millionaires at 30 and under, and one of the gentlemen was talking about it. He said, I made some money, but one of the reasons I wasn't making the monies I want is because I did not believe in me. And we are the hardest to sell ourselves on. And he said he was sitting on his sister's couch. And, everybody was just fed up of him. He'd been to so many places that they just fed up of him. He just lost everything. And that was his last choice, on the couch. And it didn't matter what job he got, he could never hold the job down. But not because he couldn't, but he didn't believe in himself. That's the biggest thing. He didn't believe in himself. So he was sabotaging himself, but he didn't know he was sabotaging himself. That was the thing. And so anything he tried, he said, well, it's not selling because. He had a reason, everything that wasn't working because. And until he was able to say, those people is not the cause, it's me. And this is what I'm not doing for me. That he turned things around. And yes, people, it wasn't overnight that he became the millionaire. It was all the lessons from all the things that he did wrong that just, that it clicked. When some mentor or something he was talking to that clicked and said to him, if you would just be grateful for what you have a coach, you're at your system. You actually have something. She didn't kick you out yet, but you're working your way to that.
Yeah.
Terry, I love your little bag in the back there, girl.
You know something? I was looking for just the red bag, but we had created these memes, Francine. Remember?
Yes, and we shall not use those again.
And so this was all I could find with our the symbol, the logo. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, I will send you a real logo, so we shall not use that one again.
And that's why Terry's blocking the whole thing out. I was going to tease you before.
Maybe I can change my background.
I'm like, Terry's standing in front of all the wording. That's the little red bag.
Yeah, and we do have a little red bag that we can put Terry's in, so that it's down in the corner and cute.
Something
Something nice that shows up right by Terry's head there, so we can actually see it while we're doing the show. So if you're new to this, Tricks, you get to see where you can go find these gals.
Yes, and Terry is playing with, if you didn't want to know what's going on, she's playing with Zoom and the green screen feature that is on Zoom. Yes, you can do green screen with Zoom now. Who thought?
But you got to tell them, Fran, it's on the iPad only.
Yes, thank you. It is only on the iPad. It's not on the phone, and it's not on the desktop. So got to figure out how to, they need to do something, because I think it's a good idea to have it.
And compliments of Terralina and Cover Up. She's the one that tells us about it.
The non-techie tech diva figured it out.
I just saw it.
I just want to give props.
I said, what is this?
And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to play with your technology. What's this button do? You're not going to break it, so push the button. Find out what it does.
Right.
But Coach Caren, I really enjoyed today's conversation. I think it's really important for us to understand what money type we are. And so we started with the frugal person, and then with the capable person. And so I'm looking forward to hearing about the other two that you plan to tell us about. Also, I'm going to go over and check out your Continuous Money Magic program.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. And so I just want to encourage everyone, if you're looking to have some expertise in the area of sales, you want to talk to Coach Caren.
Yes.
And become a part of her program, because she always over-delivers.
Always. And you will have your money mind straight. And stop hiding from it. You need to get it fixed so that you can enjoy the prosperity and the success that you're supposed to have. But it's going to come at a cost of you taking the class or getting somewhere that somebody can help you change and shift your thinking, because you only prosper as your soul prospers.
Nice. Are we going to have fun, guys? Yeah. I'm so excited to teach this class.
Okay.
Well, guys, it's the top of the hour.
So, yes, we will.
I have a question, Francine.
Sure.
I'm looking over here on our website. Do we have a workshop this weekend?
Yes, it's Plan Like a Pro.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry, not Plan. Present Like a Pro. And if you are in the Sacramento area and you want to know how to create stunning presentations that will engage and wow your audience, then you need to be at this workshop. It's only $49. And it is a limited number of seats because we don't want to overcrowd it, and we want to be able to give you one-on-one attention. But you will create some awesome slides to help you present better, whether you're presenting on Zoom, whether you are presenting in person with a projector and slides, or you just want to be able to project and be able to present and be more confident in your presentation. So it's excellent.
Especially if you want to be a speaker, and you're thinking about this, I can see that workshop being very valuable.
Yes, because we saw some interesting speakers with some interesting slides.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And you don't know what you don't know.
Yes.
And so if somebody doesn't pull you to the side and say, hey, there's a better way of doing that, then you will continue on and continue the same faux pas over and over again, and then you got people whispering or not saying anything. That's not good.
Yes, because, Terry told me about the slides, and I shared today, and the screen was much cleaner, and everything was just a few words.
It looked very nice.
It was awesome,
You were able to listen to what you had to say because you weren't distracted by the border or your notes.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
right.
Yes.
We weren't trying to read your notes. We were trying to hear you and pay attention to you.
And take notes.
Mm-hmm.
What you want us to do.
So we just want to thank all of you who are watching live. Alfredo and Carlos and Jill just checked in. Be sure to catch the replay if you didn't get the beginning of this. It's really good information on mastering your money and things. What type of money person are you? Are you the frugal liver, or the living frugal, or are you the capable manager? You got to ask yourself those questions, and then you need to check again. Final reminder for today: the continuous cash flow money magic.
Continuous cash flow magic.
Continuous cash flow magic. Yes, you need that.
CCFM.
CCFM. I like it though. I really like the title of that. Continuous cash flow. Because everybody else is doing all of the profit this and monetize this. I'm like, oh my gosh, don't say it again.
I want people to have something in their cash box. Remember you used to open your cash box and there's money there?
That's a winner. That's a winner. Just
thank you guys for today.
All right, so we will be back tomorrow. We're going to be talking health and wealthness and getting, because if you're healthy, you're not healthy, you're spending up all the wealth that you've accumulated, and that's not a good thing. But the promise is to be prosperous and in health. So we want to look at both sides of it. Be prosperous, be healthy. And tomorrow, so we're talking about health. And then Friday, we'll be talking tech.
I love talking tech. We'll be talking tech on the green screen.
Sorry.
Terry brought in the green screen.
Yes. I just want to remind everybody, don't forget to go to the front of your own line. Have a great day, guys.
Thank you.
Oh, and don't forget, Caren, Dick and Jane build a business.
Yes, it's available. You can click the link over on BizChicks group page. The link to the book on Amazon is there. It's only $6.95, and it's a good read. Take a look. There's also a Kindle edition. And what I would say to you, read it. Give us your feedback. We want to hear back from you, and we want to hear if it helps you.
Yes.
Okay.
As you know, we like making things simple.
Right.
All right. See you later.
Simple, Simon.
Have a great day.
All righty. Bye-bye.